Put it, put Yeah.
My eyes telling me what you see.
Oh, here we go. Savage
Sorry.
AF. This is a special show.
A
It's a
Freestyle Friday for y'all, man. Forget your feelings. Facts matter. That's our motto. We'll be cursing in 4 minutes and 15 seconds. In the
four
meantime,
minutes and 15 seconds. Wow, you
yeah,
got it down to the second. You are,
I,
you are,
I'm watching the
you
clock.
watching the clock for the thing. By the way, right before the show, I don't know if you can tell, I got duct
No.
tape and blood. I
Oh,
cut the
wow.
shit out of my. I cut a chunk out of my finger. I might got to
Okay.
get stitches. So,
Okay. I'm
oh yeah, it's a lot of blood. It was a lot of blood. But yeah, Savage AF, where he normally here 3 p.m. to 4. Come on, settle down. We're here 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Typically, or normally, or kinda, or whatever.
we tries our best.
Yeah, we tries our best,
3
and
p.m.
sometimes
Pacific Standard Time, live on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously
simultaneously.
at the same damn time.
Yeah, yeah,
If you ever miss us live, that's on you, player
yeah.
partner.
You know what? If you ever do that, I'm gonna let you know something. I'm gonna let you know something right now. I'm not threatening nobody. But I'm just saying, if you do that one more time, you're gonna find out.
Make sure you go to our YouTube channel though before you have to find out. You can fuck around, but you don't have to find
You
out. You can
cuss.
actually.
We're not at 1 minute and 20
No, we're
seconds.
2 minutes in. All right, man.
Ah, man, it's too late now, man. We are going to get flagged. No, but make sure you subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe to the
I'll
channel,
just
I'm
show
telling you
that.
right now, you know what? Like, say you got rheumatoid arthritis. Guess what? Your hands will work. If say one of your butt cheeks went numb, you'll get all the feeling back to your butt cheek. That is how good it is to subscribe to this channel like this. The bell, a little rush goes in your nipples.
Ding,
Also,
ding.
also, guess what? You got to rate it. You got to rate it because what is the purpose of not rating it? What is your reason for not rating it? Is there something wrong with you? Rate it.
What you got? What you
Sorry.
got against ratings? Answer me.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyways,
yeah, yeah.
Savage AF, y'all. Listen, some of you, based on your ratings as an individual, have been kicked off of YouTube, right? So you
Yeah.
can't watch us there. You know, you're still searching for us. You know where you can find us on the Facebook, Meta, World, Place, Peace, whatever it's called, Zuckerland. But here, Savage A dot. You want to put a dot there? F dot Savage A dot F dot.
Yeah, yeah,
Search on Facebook. You got us.
yeah. Make sure you do that. And you know what? Oh, damn. What happened?
I muted. I muted the sneeze so that y'all didn't have
Oh,
to
yeah.
experience that
Because
with me.
I
But I
thought,
felt
did,
it
did, a,
coming.
did a ghost
Like
attack
a
you?
professional, because mid sentence, the last sentence I was doing with the Facebook, it was coming, and I was like, I'm about to sneeze. I got through the sentence like a pro, hit mute like an extra pro,
Wow.
sneezed.
Very good.
Back.
Very good. I give you that. But you know what else would be good for y'all? Because he is such a professional, and is to follow him on Threads. Follow
Yes.
him on Threads at
Okay.
Black Pedro and at Comedian Shang on the Thready, the thread. I don't know if it's true, but I heard it's the fastest growing social media app
Of
of
all time.
all time. Is that true?
They call me Frederick Douglass.
Is that true though? Wait a minute. Come on, you got
Yeah,
knowledge.
they got like they got 100 million in like their first weekend. I'm
What?
listen when I jumped on day one, I was like number 41,203,000. Like by the time they were like they've got 30 million new users, I was like, bro, I'm 41 million. Like y'all
Yeah.
behind.
I
Like this,
jumped on days after you.
yeah.
But I'm
So
I'm I'm pushing it, and I did a thing on Facebook because they're tied together. And so tell all your friends to follow Pedro and myself on the threads at Black Pedro and at Comedian Shang. But don't forget about the Instagram too, at Black Pedro and at Comedian Shang on the gram. And it would be very important for our life, our loves, our existence, the people that are our family, if you did this with your thumbs. Sorry, man, that was pretty
It got
emotional.
deep. It got deep, man.
That's
But
pretty.
you know, you're a deep brother, man. Hey,
It's
say
pretty
you
emotional.
don't be afraid to feel, man. Fuck they feelings. Facts matter. We're past the 5-minute mark. Savage AF.
Yeah,
You know what it is. Hey, listen.
yeah, you dirty motherfucker. Yeah, damn.
Listen, if Shang
What?
has enough fingers left,
That was
no, I
nasty.
don't think you got any blood on your face. You good?
No, I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, I missed
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay, I
All
didn't.
right.
Put
Well,
the-
if you pass out during the show, I'll send
like,
I'll send help. Yeah.
like, no. I really.
And
I
if
mean, I was
pass
making.
out, do the
I was,
same.
I was making a salad,
Yeah.
and I was cut, and I was like, "Hey, that's really red."
Well, you gotta use like your knuckles to push the back end of whatever you're cutting.
It was still would have got my knuckles. I was
Yeah.
I was
Or,
on
or
one.
like some people do edge of
Yeah.
hand, but
So
don't get the
make sure y'all understand this. Okay. Me and Pedro have been doing this for a while. And if you watch the show, share the show. And if you don't share the show, then I don't know what to say to you anymore.
we might not talk to you ever again.
Ever.
Don't push us to the limit.
Don't
Push it to the limit.
don't
All right.
I knew you were gonna do the Scarface thing.
Come on, man.
I saw it because your head started moving.
The beat was already playing inside.
Once you did that, I was like, that's the music from Pushing the Limit. Which is, by the way, for that movie to be so hardcore and them chainsawing motherfuckers and blood and guts and shit like that, that music was so corny. Like,
well, no, but you got to think of the montage. It was the money time. He was
pushing to the limit.
He was opening Montana real estate.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but there was a lot of music in it that I was just like, come on. But the symphony music was good. But I'm talking about there was a couple of songs they picked. I went, no, you shouldn't pick that one. You know,
it was 80s, man.
It was 80. Oh, right, you're right. The 80s had some of the worst music in the history of music, except for it was. I don't know if this was the 80s. Remember, I got the power. That song.
I think that was like very early 90s or
was it 80s or 90s? All I know is
it could have been anywhere from 88 to 91.
Yeah, it was corny, but I actually liked it. And even though the rapper with the dude shirt off, yeah, I like to rap hard, and my muscles is glistening. Yeah, I'm not really good at rapping, but goddamn,
I think they were like some black Germans and some.
Yeah, and I lift a lot of weights.
All right, hold on. We getting sidetracked. It is a Freestyle Friday, though.
Oh yeah, we gotta let y'all know.
We really don't even have a scripted show for y'all today. Not that we're ever scripted at all. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. Savage AF.
We're not reading from a teleprompter because the writer's strike and the actor's strike won't affect us.
And we don't have teleprompters.
Let's start there.
Hey, here's the thing, y'all. It is Friday, July 14th, 2023, in the time-space continuum. First of all, let's start off the show, and we're going to end with this too, that you could see both Shang and I live tonight in the same venue.
Tonight.
Shang, are you doing the 7:30 show?
I'm doing the 10 o'clock show.
Oh, okay. So you can come and see Shang and I on the exact same show tonight at the Comedy Chateau in North
Comedy
Hollywood.
Chateau, yes. I will be at the Comedy Chateau.
You committed.
I should be doing the Comedy Chateau, and it's going to be a very good time. I am going to tell jokes. Hopefully, they will be funny. And if they are not, it's what it is.
That's what it is, man. But so tonight, Shang and I will both be there. I'm going to be hosting. Shang's going to be roasting. It's going to be hot, baby. Let's go.
Wow.
So that being said, yeah, if you're in the LA area, come on out tonight. You know what it is, man. I'm going to throw this out here right quick.
Okay.
Just to get us started, and then we'll see where
There's
we go.
something that I would like to talk about too.
Okay, well, sir, I offer up my deference unto ye. if you want to kick this one off
No,
today,
no,
bro.
no, 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 no. I just feel like, am I the only one that has a feeling from watching the news? I listen to the news, MSNBC, CNN, even though
Mhm.
CNN has lost me because they had to shit with Trump on the, yeah,
They did fire dude though. The CEO who was taking him down there. What's his
right.
name?
The right where he was kind of leaning
Yes,
on right wing. Yeah, and that shit didn't work. And they lost like
Victor. Yeah.
millions of people viewing. But by watching the news, looking at all the clips I look at, do you feel like there's nothing that can fix the downward spiral of the shit circle we were doing, not only pretending to race relations because it's getting worse, and political relations. There's too bipartisan. There's no way to bring the Republicans over to where the Democrats are thinking, and there's no way to bring the Democrats over to the crazy ass fucktard fuckery of the Republicans. Do you think it's a wrap? And I personally felt like it's a wrap. It's done. You cannot help these motherfuckers. You cannot fix them. There is nothing you can do to make them better.
Yeah, I think for me, that's not even, and you're right, but I also don't think we carry that responsibility of like making someone better. Like, if we just go on basic constructs, positive, negative, neutral, good, evil, shit like that, right? Like, some people are just gonna be fucked up individuals. And if you give them fucked up information, they'll suck it up. So if you tell them that black people are monkeys, then they're gonna go out and try and treat us like that.
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
know what? I saw that Black Pedro guy throw him a banana. He looked
Right.
hungry.
They'll never be like, oh no, I know a bunch of black people, and or I see so and so, and they don't see. It seems like no, they won't have any critical thinking around it, right? Like, they're just gonna be pieces of shit. It's just the way the shit is, right? Like,
Right.
that's why we have good, because there is evil, because there are people who are just going to be wired improperly and do the wrong thing. So when we get to this point where we are in our history, where, like you say, Shane, politically, socially, we can't.
Economically,
We're at these
yeah.
we're at these bipolar, dichotomous
Right.
extremes. What do we do? What is is it a wrap? I say, I mean, I think it's all fixable, yeah,
No.
but it's gonna be violent though. Like, it will have, like, it's these are fighting words. All the things these dudes do, like the attack on women's bodies, the attack on Black history, the attack on the LGBTQ plus community, is all of that is
No,
violent
wait.
talk. Where I'm from,
The attack on
listen,
voting
where
rights.
I'm
Yeah.
from, these are fighting
And
words.
where I'm from, can y'all see? Comedian. I'm from comedian.
He's from comedy, but I'm saying all these are fighting. When you start talking like this, talking about the infringement on freedoms, rights, and even your
Hold
ability
up, man.
to
Hold
live,
up, Pedro. You want the right to vote freely, motherfucker?
to think freely, to
What?
learn.
Maya Baker said, I said it yesterday, the experimental society known as America is about to crash and burn. Maybe for the best, so we can start over. Now, that is the part I don't think. I don't think there's going to be some shit where the meteor hits the planet and the grass grows back. I think because of the horrible fuckery that I think Trump's whole, it was already happening. It was already in the fucking DNA of America. But now I think they're too far gone. I mean, they don't just care. I mean, I saw dude actually said he said it. He said, listen, okay, Biden has been dead since 2019.
These
Trump
dudes,
been running the country, and Danny Woodward has been playing Biden.
James Woods is who I've heard
James
them
Wood. I'm
say.
sorry. James Wood. I said Danny Woodburn. I don't know why I thought of him, but I liked him in that play I saw called
I'm about to
Cotton.
say that sounds like a character from a guest star on Leave It to
I
Beaver.
just made it up. There is no Danny Woodburn. There probably is a Danny Woodburn.
No, I've seen a clip of a dude say that Joe Biden is actually James Wood.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. And I've seen crazy people, women, and say, and shall we go and kill our oppressors and enemies, which they were talking about the Democrats. I just feel like I see what you're saying, but I think also economically, if you look at the situation economically, the economic difference between the top 1% of 1% has increased. The top 1% of 1% has actually increased by not only billions but trillions. So I don't know how a middle class or lower class, I hate to say that, or the poor or anybody's going to be able to catch up with these motherfuckers, man. It's just too much of a gap.
Through
It's
violence,
like
bro.
when Detroit
That's
plays,
the only way
when
you're
the
gonna
Lions play, they get so far behind and you go, dude, it's just you're not going to
everybody
win.
say they're gonna win. Everybody says they're gonna win the NFC North this year. We'll see.
I
Either
don't.
way, it's like it happened in Europe. In America, it's
Wow.
just Europe Junior.
She's saying you missed her point.
Okay, Maya Baker. I missed her point. I think she said
You addressed it. No, I missed your
you
point.
addressed it.
Okay, I addressed it. Okay, I addressed it. Did
Addressed
it?
it.
First off,
He said, first off,
my
okay, she says, you missed my point. The Civil War or uprising will cause a Mad Max era. I think there would be more of a factioning off. I think the Union might break, and certain, America would just get smaller.
right,
But also the economy bigger, right? Like if you break off the South and you let Florida and Alabama and
and
Tennessee and
Dakota and
Kentucky,
Wyoming and
yeah,
all those fuck places.
and even if Texas wants to bounce, cool. And we have the whole West Coast, a bunch of shit up north, plus
But
New
then we
York.
can't do gigs in Wyoming, man. I got an offer for a gig
You're right.
in I forget some part of Wyoming where I think they want to take my essence and give it to older white person. That's what, because I was apprehensive about the gig because the gig is shit money, but I was
What
like,
kind of
yeah,
tea? What kind of tea do you like? Is that the
yeah,
first one?
that kind of shit. I don't know, and every animal that they killed on the wall starts looking at me.
Also, Maya, I would like to say, I don't think we'd get quite to a Mad Max era in that sense.
Yeah, I'm not killing people for a bottle of water.
Well, I mean,
Well, maybe.
I'm not sure any of us right now, adults in this situation, will see that extent of it. But yeah, man, I saw a weatherman the other day who was like, well, if you think it's hot now, just wait till 20, 30 years from now when we're talking about how cool this summer was. While steadily, like places like Vegas, Phoenix, blah, 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 are approaching and breaking records in terms of consecutive. Sorry, speaking of fire, shit's hot out here.
Yeah.
But you got record-breaking heat around the planet, and this meteorologist the other day said that 20, 30 years from now, we'll think of this as the cool days.
Wow.
As the icy summers.
Well,
So
I saw that
yeah, I
coming
mean we're
anyway.
gonna get there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm already thinking about eating my neighbor. But I've been I've been looking at
I'm
them. They
moving
go,
to a cul-de-sac just so I can
man,
hold all y'all in,
yeah.
man.
They've been
All right,
looking at
so
me and looking at me like, hey, big boy. I go, yeah.
I also think it would depend on where you live. So we know where you are. You're in one of them places that's on the edge, living on the edge there. So I know some of y'all are talking about, getting to Africa and whatnot.
Yeah. I'm not going to Africa. Fuck that. They don't like deodorant. So okay, that was kind of racist.
I wouldn't even say that. Some of that shit though, it just seemed. I guess it depends on where you go, but it's just like some of that shit seemed like, nigga, I don't want to be living decent and then rebels show up, nigga, you know what I mean, with U.S. equipment. I'm like, I left this shit so I wouldn't have to deal with crackers, and now you niggas are running up on me. Like, yeah, it would just depend on where I went.
Well, no,
or anywhere else in the world. Like, I want to go to Trinidad, but gang violence is crazy there right now, and I'm like,
yeah,
well,
I
shit,
ain't.
I can
Yeah,
stay here for that. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like,
me and Pedro went to Trinidad and they shot him in the leg.
they stabbed this nigga at the airport.
Yeah, wait a minute.
He didn't leave Piarco.
Yeah.
The guy didn't leave Piarco.
He didn't even make it. Too sad, too sad. But everybody was killed that day, so it's a normal day. It's a normal
Man,
day.
so
No,
there's danger all around the world, but yeah, I feel like we all want to be in minority majority countries.
well, I'm gonna
You know
let
what I
you.
mean? Huh?
I'm gonna let you know something, Pedro. We in a civil war, we gonna lose. Black people gonna get mopped. because we too busy
But
worrying
it
about
just depends
twerking
on where
and
you
not worrying
are.
about shooting.
It just depends on where you are. Like, I think for the most part, if
Fucking
you are in a
home.
blue state, black people will be okay. But I do worry about my Southerners, the rural folk, and
Hey man, I've always liked Jimmy down the street, but gotta kill him.
also know that I wasn't the only one. I didn't fuel the whole market, but in 2020 during the pandemic and the racial uprisings, black people became the largest group of new gun owners in America. Like
I think that was
gun
you.
sales rocketed, and most of it was black people, new gun owners.
More
So,
black people threw hands
Rain,
because of Pedro. This is all Pedro's fault.
listen, man. I preach avoiding conflict first, and then
I don't.
taking necessary measures beyond that once you can.
The only thing that prevents me from going ham is age, because I know the young me would have had 9 rounds easy. Now 2 rounds in, I better be winning.
Yeah, throw them haymakers early, then, dog.
Early, just fucking.
Bink that little, show the little young
But
buck.
I really do
Do
think,
dirty shit like throw dirt in his face and then punch him in the face. Yeah. It's okay to cheat when
yeah,
you
oh no, you cheat when you're older. But when I'm telling you right now, I think that economically, what I've been seeing, because of a couple of things I read on the toilet because I figure I need as much information as possible.
Listen, it's multitasking.
It's multitasking.
I
You're
think
already
it's
in there. You're
a way
sitting
to use
down. You're
it.
taking time. The door's closed. You're just taking some knowledge.
What else
But
you
I'm
want
gonna
to do?
tell you right now, flat out, if you see the percentages of how much over the pandemic that the rich got way richer, not a little bit richer, but
Richer
like mammoth. What's up, Nicole? Mammothly richer. So, and I said mammothly.
monumentally.
Yeah, I don't know why I said mammoth because I think mammoth. No, expedition.
Yeah, no, it's
No,
massive. You were
massive. I was going
speaking towards scale.
right. So if you look at the level that rich have got richer, if you look at the disparities pertaining to police brutality, where they said, "Oh, we're going to fix it, we're going to fix it," and now it's actually gone up with police brutality and black people being arrested and blah blah blah. I just feel like the things they said it was going to get better got worse, and it's not because of Biden. And everybody tries to say, "Well, it's Biden's fault. Brandon did it." No, that's not true at all.
Dark Brandon is my dude.
Actually, if you look at when Obama was president, Obama was president, he came in with a deficit and had to clean up a lot of dirty clothes that were left on the floor.
He did that.
So
Obama say what it do.
Yeah, he handled that business. But if you look at after Trump came in and did fuck all, then Biden had to kind of clean up the bullshit from him. You know?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
So,
that's what every Democratic president has gone through in the past 40 years.
It's always we it's always we're the cleanup. We're the cleanup people. And I think that honestly, and anybody that's listening to this that watches the show, I'm not trying to be like the ultimate pessimist, but I just feel like when I look at racial relations, even when I did this show out for Sebastian and how Mexicans still talk shit about black people. And I guess because I mean they didn't treat me that bad at all. Like I mean I came up on the show and I did some jokes and they like me. But I just feel like people are so divided into their camps and tribalism is so high. It makes me feel like, man, I don't know if we could do this shit. Honestly.
Well, all right. So one thing that might help to unify, because it's like America has played class against race and race against class to keep us distracted from this 1% and top of the 1% that we were talking about, Shang, right?
Yeah.
But one thing
the top 1% is that owns
1% of the 1%.
Yeah, that own 88% of the rest of the wealth in the world is owned by the top 1%. Wait a minute. This is the wild part. The 1% of the 1% own the other 1% and the other 88%. Right. So you got to think that's some ultra rich. Yeah.
So But one thing that might help to unify um, classes and races is money.
You got to keep fucking these white women. That's what you got to
well,
do.
well, I'm doing my part.
Yeah, I know.
But
You got to keep fucking these white hobos.
also,
That's what we need you for.
but also money, right? And one way that Biden is striking back, okay, on this Freestyle Friday, Savage AF, fuck your feelings. What up, though? And shout out to everybody who's in the feed: Nicole, Breezy, Maya. I see y'all. Thank y'all for being here.
You said Biden striking
Sandy.
back,
But Biden, boom, got him. So the Supreme Court struck down his initial initiative to give some student debt relief. And when we talk about student debt relief or loan forgiveness, in no way is it talking about typically 100% of your loan being forgiven for most people, right? There was a suggested cap at 20,000, and that got struck down by the Supreme Court. So what Biden has done, what the administration has done, I guess they did some sort of audit of the loan system and updated the way that loan repayments were tied to income. And through that reapplication and update of information, he is making an executive decision to forgive $39 billion worth of loans for 804,000 people. So nearly 1 million people are getting nearly $40 billion to forgive loans that I think, according to the way I understood it, either their loan or interest were not being calculated properly according to their wage,
right?
And through an update, they owe less, and so Biden is in that way forgiving $39 billion. So maybe because there are poor white, poor black, poor brown
poor whites.
people.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Well, who are in loan debt.
Well, but you know what? Let's be real. And everybody,
Nicole says, just forgive it all. We already gave the loans to white. Jesus.
Well, no, you know
Sometimes,
what?
Nicole, I really do hate you.
No, Nicole's right. Okay, there's a lot of like, to me, I'm gonna start talking about this on stage and all, but when I see white bums, I go, "What? You deserve it."
Well, why do you think I kicked Hobo Ho out?
Yeah, exactly.
You live somewhere. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you deserve it. How are you in a society that's set up for you to win, even when you're not a winner, when you don't have the capacity to actually do something or discipline, and yet you still clean that bum up, and he could go in and get a fucking interview faster than some black people who are qualified. So when I see bums and they ask me for money, I go, get the fuck out of it. Like, I'm mean to them. Like, they're
not bums, Shang. They're not bums. They're experiencing bumness.
Okay, right.
You want to be sensitive.
They're amped. No, like, yeah. I mean, I'm going to the dollar store, and I can't talk shit. I'm going to the dollar store. But by the way, I love the fact you can buy Comet at the dollar store for $1, and at the Rite Aid, it's $4.59. But it's not. I don't know if y'all know what Comet is. Y'all know what Comet is? Nobody knows what Comet is.
Yeah, no, it's the powder that you put.
Yeah.
The cleaning.
You put that, then you put a little bit of oil, and then you clean it. It makes your whole tub shiny.
Now this what frustrates me when Miss Avert comes in hot and late,
with your hot late
hot ass in the air talking this shit. Was letting a homeless woman live with you ever an option? Y'all know the story.
Yeah.
Y'all notice. Y'all know I put her out. It was a battle.
I put her out.
It was a verbal.
But hold up, Pedro. You acting like you put her out, and like in the next minute, you let that bitch stay there for at least an hour and change, if not longer.
Yeah, well, like I said, I
couldn't put her out.
I had to outthink her. I
mean, you had to. The fact you had to play Jenga with her for like 3 hours.
It was nice. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, see, he obviously is. Now he be, this is the wild shit. Everybody in the feed, Pedro think I'm a nice guy, and I primarily am. But there's a point where I'm like, yo, I absolutely, at least with white folks, I would have been absolutely, if you don't get your punk ass out of there, I already busted in you. Get the fuck on. I would have absolutely. Okay, that was a little much, but I'm just saying, man, it's like you did kind of let it go a little longer than it should have.
Well, I mean, like I said, I was looking for a viable option that would not get me shot in my own apartment by the police,
Well, that's true.
or stabbed by a single white female or whatever. You know what I mean? So
you're gonna love me, Pedro.
yeah, I was trying to make sure I didn't wake up with my foot broken.
You dirty homo bitch.
Tied to my own
you
bed.
try to hit her and you fall. You're already stabbed. That is no. We just wrote a script. That is your movie. But I just think, but him doing his part by fucking white girls. I don't know why.
You said it like he's like I was on a real mission. Like, well, you know, Pedro's out there really putting in the work. I don't know what you niggas are doing.
I'm not doing.
This nigga treating white bitches terribly. I mean, horribly.
No,
you should see.
I know, but white girls don't like me because they look at me and go, "You're almost like me." Because I look like y'all see this. Like I'm darker than this motherfuckers. It's just the light. But no, I really am.
I'm only light because of the light.
The light in here.
When it's dark, I look darker.
The sun is coming through, and I don't want y'all to think that I'm as light as I am. And Miss Adver,
He's like, when there's no light, I look black as hell.
I look black as hell. But especially in the dark, ladies, I'm black as hell. But no, what my point was about the economy and about how white people, the reason I say hobos or bums, or I see homeless people that are white, when I see all of the opportunities they get over and over and over again, when I see the financial opportunities, if you go back when the military came back from the wars, they were given so many fucking breaks on home loans. And you can check this shit. One person tried to argue with me at the club about that. I'm like, I'm fucking. And LJ came last night, changed his clothes 4 times, and he wasn't even on the show. He was just like,
I love it.
I was sitting at the table waiting to go on, and then he came over. Then he came back up. I'm like, nigga, did you just change clothes? He goes, yeah. You know, I'm just trying to keep it fresh.
Yeah, he's always popping and dusting.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying, if you look at how white people in this country, and that goes back to why I think that we're never going to be able to have a meeting of the minds. They have so much white privilege and so much privilege over society that even when you ask them to just have an equal fucking outcome, they see that as detrimental to them, or you're trying to take away from them. No, we're just asking for regular ass equality, and to them, that's asking for them to step back because they know in an equal playing field, they probably wouldn't catch the ball. That's what I think.
Well, I mean, you know, when we talk about representation, so what we need to recognize is that capitalism, as it is, the way we play it in America, needs poor people, right? Right. At least for now, until the robots do everything, I guess, and only pay like 6 motherfuckers, and then the rest of us are just eating each other's heads, I guess.
Right.
But until that time, they need poor people to work in the warehouses, the factories.
Right, but you can still treat them like humans.
No, not in capitalism. In capitalism,
yes, you can.
No, that's why they're moving. No, that's why they're moving the robots. Bro, I've said this many times on this show.
No,
there's nothing about capitalism that talks about humanity or sustainability or any of that. Capitalism says buy low, sell high, make cheap, sell high. None of that. There's no like
Pedro, no.
There's no like make
that's
cheap
not true.
While respecting the Amazon River. You know, it's like,
but that's not true.
None of that has anything to do with
Canada.
Capitalism says burn all this shit, open up the mouths of the natives, shit down their throats, right? Damn. Sell the shitheads full of shit to our kids as necklaces. Like capitalism says we turn all of this into money. Into helicopters.
The reason I disagree. Now, everybody, I see what he said. I don't know about shitting down their mouth. That escalated.
It was a violent
metaphor.
Horrific one. But
no, I hear you. But the reason I disagree is because if you look how Canadians, and I've been there many times, how Canadians
Hey,
have balanced the giving a little bit people that aren't as well off, humanity, not only with healthcare or the way they're treated, and they're not high on the economic fucking ladder, and they treat them right. So if Canada could fucking do it, which is basically our neighbor upstairs, if Canada can do it, I think America can do it. America's just a bunch of slack jaw fucking spineless, lacking of moral motherfuckers. But I'm telling you, now we're not gonna ask Japan to do it because Japan's not like that. China's definitely not like that. But America, with its bitch ass, knows for a fact it could balance it. There are so many things we could fix easily, but we decide not to. Like you said, capitalism. Canada's not like that. And you've been to Canada, haven't you?
oh, it was across the street. I could see it from my front porch.
Right. You can see it from your right. No, but I'm saying, is Canada like that? Canada
Trey,
treats
what up,
people with
though?
humanity.
But so here's
And
my
they're
thing.
capitalistic at the same time. There's a
No, no, no,
balance.
no. But here's my thing with Canada. They are
Okay.
still more closely tied to Europe, which has matured, which has had more time to mature than America. We got to think about it. This is the way I think about it. America was founded by Europeans that Europeans didn't like.
Yeah.
It's like Australia, right? Like in that sense, that the Europeans that came here were the ostracized ones. They say for religion and blah blah blah, but
Well, it was
whatever.
religion. It was the
Ones that
Catholic
people
Church.
couldn't, they were like,
Yeah.
you're getting on my fucking nerves. Get the
Get
fuck
out
out
of
of here.
here.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
And they didn't
Oh
even know what
no.
the fuck was on the other side.
Australia sent a lot of their criminals.
Australia was for those who don't know, was a British prison colony
Right.
in its origins. That's how white people got there. But what I'm saying is that America is this place that is started by Europeans. It's a European based place, but with a whole different ideology. When they
No.
got here, they lived for a while, century or so under British rule, but eventually was like, you know what? Fuck that. We got all this land.
Okay.
We got all this shit here. Fuck you. We're not doing this shit anymore.
Okay, but
We're
Yanni,
different.
no.
We're gonna get guns. We're gonna shoot every fucking thing we see.
Okay, but Yanni K said Priest Pedro. Yanni K said Priest Pedro 100% on this one. Not at all. Because the reason he's not, and
well, he was talking about my capitalism point earlier.
Okay, but your capitalism point
earlier.
is American mentality and some other countries' mentality. And again, I can point to Canada and Switzerland and countries that actually treat not only their youth and the people that aren't as well off, like with human fucking empathy, but their older people they honor and they treat them that way. So America don't do that shit.
Yeah, that's why we're saying the same thing. But because you're pointing at European examples, and what I'm saying is that yes, they are the Europeans are more their society has progressed because they're older societies.
Of the money.
So they had revolutions there already, where the people came with pitchforks and the fucking flame torches,
right.
And they stormed the castle. It's a phrase for a reason, and they dragged the motherfucking Marie Antoinette into the middle, and they chopped off her head, and they fucked it all, and they were like, "You're either gonna share this shit." There's still poverty there and blah blah blah. But for the most part, they understand that this wealth needs to be shared way more.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
we have not gotten there yet.
America, Pedro, is a bunch of bitches that don't want to take the advice of better fucking ways of doing things. We can see stuff around the world and see how they're doing it. Like, I'll give you an example that I thought America should have been on. Have you ever been on a bullet train?
No.
It's
sorry. I once took it was late night in Brooklyn and niggas was wilding. I assumed there was bullets on the train.
No, that wouldn't be a bullet train.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, like that would be
the ones that run on magnetic rails that travel.
Yeah, I'm not talking about niggas.
They're building one from Vegas to LA.
They're building one from Vegas to LA, $7.9 billion. But they've been on this shit. I'm talking about Japan. When I went to Japan and when I've been overseas, they've been on this shit decades ago. America knows this shit is better for the fucking world because it's a cleaner way, other than what way we're doing it. The fuck over the ozone layer, fuck over the air, fuck over the other shit. They've been doing that, and America knows that they've been doing that. Had the opportunity to buy 3 of their bullet trains and wouldn't do it because they were like, "Yeah, fuck you. It's not made in America. Who gives a fuck?" No, I mean, it's the truth. That's what they were like. Fuck you. We rather let us make it. You give us how we do it, and we'll make it. No, 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 no. They were like, we will sell these to you. But the bottom line is, America's a bunch of punk bitches when it comes to shit like that. That's number one. Number two, then you make your point. Okay. And I think when it comes to capitalism, when you see other countries that handle the shit with empathy and humanity for people that are on a lower rung, then the motherfuckers can know it can be done.
That's what I'm saying, dog. We America is the violent little piece of shit, brat ass younger brother of Europe.
Okay.
Which at this point has been refined by violence, right? By these revolutions. Hey man, listen, we see it still to this day. They raised the French retirement age 2 years. Them niggas got out everybody got in the street. You treat the French truckers wrong, they burning tires. Motherfuckers start tearing shit up in Europe.
Oh no, they don't play. No, it happened in Egypt.
Because they know their rights. They
like,
fought
no,
for them
that.
historically.
Right.
Historically,
but America. The reason, and people probably watching this and being like, "Damn, Savage AF is just shitting on Americans." I'm saying the reason that I felt this way is I was watching some stuff. Again, I was watching some stuff online, and it just made me think, what in the fuck way can we possibly make these two sides, the Hatfields and the McCoys, ever get together? It's just not gonna happen unless one of the Hatfields' daughters fucks one of the McCoy's sons, and they make a kid and go, "Well, we got to come together for the family." But that ain't even gonna happen. Because
and then somebody gonna be like, "But we's all cousins anyways."
Well, then
dang.
I mean, think about it. There's a lot of places in the world where they do it right. I think that America don't do it right because America is spineless. And they always say that you brave. That's not brave. You're not brave when you shoot Indians from a fucking train. And they're trying to say to people in natives. I'm sorry, natives. American natives are indigenous. It's natives.
Or
indigenous people. And they were trying to act like there's some big badasses. They used to shoot Indians, and I don't know if y'all have ever seen a bison. I've seen one.
I'm not in real life. No.
I've seen one in real life, and when I say it's basically a building with hooves, right? They would stop the fucking train and riddle the animal full of bullet holes. Right. Then they said, this is how they used to talk. Then after that, they're like, hopefully, now that we did this, we can get some of those squaws. They would shoot women and children because they said they're an easier target because they're not as fast as the adult male. This is how evil this country is. This is the same country that used to feed black babies to the gators to go gator hunting. So that's why I don't think, with that kind of history, do you think that there's a possibility that we can come together? I was watching the fucking congressional hearings, and it was like apes throwing shit. It was like the dumbest shit in the world. And the Democrats were checking them left and right, like, yo, that's not right. Wait, in fact, what's the dude from Hawaii? I think he's Hawaii. Asian cat. Real fucking sharp.
Ted Lieu.
He's no joke.
He's California.
California? I know. Yeah, I thought there was another guy in Hawaii. I'm sorry. Ted Lieu, when I say this motherfucker categorically broke these motherfuckers. Yeah, but who appointed him? It was Trump. Well, who appointed you? It was Trump. Well, who appointed that motherfucker? It was Trump.
That was his exchange with the FBI director.
Yeah, and when I'm saying, he was like, pop, 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 pop. And he says, that ain't, you know who did this shit to you? Your bitch ass loving leader, motherfucker. Trump did this shit to y'all. Y'all did this shit to yourself, you dumb bitches. That's the only thing he didn't say, you dumb bitches.
Speaking of dumb bitches, I don't mean this, you, Maya.
Wow.
I mean, she's calling men that. Men been running the world, and we've been fucking it up. Maya says New Zealand is run by a woman. Time to get rid of the stupid men or dumb bitches in charge.
Okay, yeah, that was a good
See,
save.
yeah, I
Yeah,
cleaned
you
that up.
saved it. Clean it
Hey,
up. Okay, what
that.
is Johnny K saying? What a great
What a
idea.
great idea. People will go from LA to Vegas on a super fast train and go back on the same train back to Skid Row. Fast train to broke. Yeah.
No, that's true because you go to Vegas. But see, I don't get. Are you a big gambler?
No,
Are
no,
you
no,
like
no.
you don't you like I gamble, but I gamble like if y'all see me over at the penny slots, I'm killing it
Yeah.
because
Now,
I'm
like
not.
every now and then when I'm feeling something, I might take like $100 and find like the cheapest crap table I can.
So you do, yeah.
You know, it's like, hopefully anywhere from $5 to $15, and I'll roll a little dice, and
Mama
sometimes
Miss
blackjack.
came in. Those plains people are not indigenous Americans. They are not nomadic Asian. Wow,
They
they
are
are
nomadic Asians.
Asians. Black Americans are the true indigenous Americans. Ooh, all right.
I've seen information that speaks towards
And
that.
you've already been threatened.
But either way, I think the greater point Mama missed, and welcome to it. Love
And
your
Maya
input.
Baker said when she see you in these streets. Um, no, I
No,
just
but to Mama missed, what I wanted to say is that the real point is, the ultimate point is that Europeans, the white people that claim this country, America, this is our country, this white country, that white nationalists, have no legitimate claim to this land, because no matter who it was, whether they were nomadic Asians or African Americans, the natives of this land, there was a people here before Europeans, and ultimately that's what we're talking about, is like the process that supplanted those people, right?
right, and they didn't come over and like
Inside
what I'm
the
saying is I
hegemony.
understand people were more savage than I get it, like the show Savage AF. I get it, but I'm saying right now we've got enough stuff and technology and stuff like that to have a little more empathetic to the people that are extremely poor, to make it work better, to make them instead of having food deserts, because that's what they're called. With black people, that's basically don't get the proper foods, and you wonder why there's a whole bunch of sick black people with cancer and stuff. It's because our food doesn't have the same quality, and I get that. Not just black people, brown people, poor people, Asian, whatever. But what I'm saying is we do have the capacity to do the shit. We just don't want to do it. And that's just like white people that I bitch about white people that know that the other white people are doing bad. And then they look at us, want us to solve it. It's like, you need to talk to your motherfucking boy because he the one over at the fucking, party messing shit up. That ain't us. It's you. Now, black people need to do the same shit with black people because I feel like with black young dudes, when I talk to them sometime, I feel like I gotta check them and like, yo, man, that ain't how you do this shit. You fucking up. You feel like you gotta go blast this nigga because you're mad about some bullshit, and then the rest of your life you in a fucking cell getting your butt plundered. I don't know why.
Okay. That became a whole other thing. Now it's
That went.
Pirates of
That,
Caribbean in your butt.
no,
Plundering.
but I just feel like one time we were on the show, Pedro was like, "Yeah, black people stop shooting black people." You, and then he just snapped, "You stupid motherfuckers, you dumb ass bitches, you silly ass hoe ass niggas." Because the reason that I feel that way is because when you see and it ain't a lot of older cats doing it as much as there's younger cats. That's why I say I was on fucking Instagram going back and forth with somebody, and I was saying like, yo, if you look at it, back in the day, more men physically fist fought, right? I mean, and not all the way back. They used to, with the fucking, they call them thunder sticks, not those. But I'm talking about like if you got at a party, you might get beat up and get your nose bloody, but you made it home. Now, young cats is immediately pulling the strap. There's no like back and forth. It's like, yo, fuck you, you got to die. And I just think that that's also the mentality. We got older black men, because Pedro's 24. I'm 98.
2 lifetimes ago.
I'm just, no, Pedro, you're 24. But I'm saying that we need to talk to them, but I think white people need to talk to white people and get them together. And that's why when you see white people attacking white people in the Congress, when you white not attacking them, but checking them, you need to check them more to make sure that shit is better.
Miss Averab is stupid, and you know this ain't right. Well, she said people are afraid to fight because of COVID. I hate you so
I
much.
don't think that
That's our Minister of Defense, by the way. Mama Mist says, right, they burned off our land. They burned us off our lands in the South, and we moved to overcrowded ghettos or urban reservations. That was speaking back to one of your earlier points, but just want to note that. Yeah, man. So obviously, this thing gets spun as black on black violence, but the reality is America is just a violent society. There is a such thing as white on white crime and Asian on Asian and Latino on Latino. You know, like
yes,
all of these things occur. America has an overall violence problem because, like I said, this the country in its form, the nation as it is, was reared by white men from Europe who were the descendants of Europeans who were not tolerated or were poor and were looking for ways to not be poor anymore.
right,
And so they came here to exploit
right.
the land, the people, and African slaves in the process, ultimately. You know what I mean? So, um, and then without the recognition of that truth, I think historically, as we go from state to state and see them trying to erase that history, then we'll always suffer from it, right? Like
Well, yeah,
those who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it is the adage. So as long as we keep, and when I say we, I mean they, crackers, white people, not all, not
hey, if
all,
you white and you listening to the show, let
not
me
all,
tell you
not
something.
all at all, but just
If
crackers
yeah,
happen
yeah,
to be
there's
white.
not there's a difference between a cracker and a white person, just like a difference between a nigga and a
Hey,
black
because
person.
you could be a cracker or a nigga to think you're a cracker.
Right,
Okay, outcast,
right.
pronounced outcast. But as long as we have that going on, and that ignorance of that knowledge and history, then America will suffer and decay. But it will come to a point where there will be another bang, another another
So, well, let me ask you
battle.
this: do you think there's going to be a civil war? Because if you look at the insurrection, if you look at it just from a footage standpoint, and you put on music that was like, and you just
You
had
know,
that music, and you're watching everybody fighting, and and you heard that, wouldn't you? Do you think that there's going to be a civil war? Because I personally
I,
think it would be a whole different ball game because it would be so many bodies in the street. I don't think
well,
it would be that
yeah,
normal
I mean,
civil war.
I would never call any conflict like that here in America a civil war. What I would say is that
Not
America,
civil, you know what I mean? Yeah.
no. Just I mean, I just want to recontextualize it as America fighting to save, or America fighting against Confederates, right? For, like America, the construct, even though it hasn't been actually achieved yet, we're still fighting for that ideal. And the Confederate states were not. They were about something else. So I think ultimately that is what our struggle in America is about. It's still that. It's about ownership of black bodies and brown bodies, immigrant bodies that can be used in this poor workforce. And then, the subjugation of poor white people as well. You know what I mean? And making sure that the elite stay as elite as they possibly can. It's a European construct that will not work. It will fail. It will. History has already proven it. Those who know their history or who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it. But also, the history repeats itself.
Right.
Like this shit will lose, but it's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be a minute. I think it's gonna be a
there's
minute.
gonna be a battle. There's gonna be
Yeah,
I wouldn't
after
call it a civil war. I would
not a
just
civil.
call
Yeah,
us
I think
fighting for a
yeah.
minute. Like we're just fighting to make America what it should be,
Make it
what it actually should be.
normal. But Mama is what did she say? Mama said,
The
uh,
biggest lie is they brought millions of black people from one continent to another. They enslaved some of the indigenous that were already here. Absolutely.
No, absolutely, yeah. But what I'm saying is, no, I agree with you. I'm not.
And African bodies were shipped to more than one continent. They were also shipped to South America, as well as North America, as well as Europe, from Africa. So Africans were trafficked all over
The
the
world,
globe. And then,
right?
I'm not even. I don't have the info, but if you told me that Africans were transported and enslaved in Asian places,
I would believe it.
I would. I wouldn't be
I,
like, what?
that is impossible.
How that
But,
happened?
but, okay. I know, cause damn, we already
Ooh,
time
ooh.
flew.
Maya got dark. She said the Roman Empire fell. We are next.
No, I
This
absolutely agree with her.
is Sparta.
No, I agree with her 1,000%. I agree with her 1,000%. I think that there needs to be a giant upheaval for this motherfucker to start doing shit right. You ever do something real fucked up in your life and go, man, I ain't gonna ever smoke crack again? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I shouldn't have smoked crack and gave that.
Look at me now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have something really majorly horrible happen to change it. And maybe America needs to be just fucked up. I mean, I personally think it's going to be because it's so racist. I think white folks is going to get in the street with their guns because they've been training in the fucking woods for a long time. And they're going to try to start I think there's going to be a race war because the way that the white nationalists are mobilizing. And you can think whatever you want, people, but this is the truth. They said they are mobilizing. There are more of them now than there was before. The fucking, but was it the CIA or the FBI said that they're the number one threat in America? Number one threat.
Maya Baker says we are not too big to fail. We are at that. We are reaching that tipping point.
Yeah.
Ms. Averb says it's true that happened. The Black Chinese are a thing. You know, what's his name? Golden Arms.
Who?
And didn't RZA play in the movie Golden Arms?
Yeah, that was just
the origin story was he was a slave that was taken to China. Hey, man, that's not what we were going into, Shane.
Okay, but
just
he's the worst.
The origin story.
They should have an actor
is that he was a
towards
slave
him.
who got, or an enslaved man.
How you gonna have this thick Brooklyn accent? Yo, for real though, like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, we in a Russian boat. Yo, Dosh be done you all up in this motherfucker bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Staten Island,
he's just horrible. He's horrible. There are so many, like some people said, well, the acting strike. Well, maybe some of y'all do need to strike. You're horrible.
That's stupid.
Because they're horrible.
Oh, by the way, before we get out of here, I did hit the picket lines today. I went to Paramount because I felt like it was the closest to me. But maybe could have gone to Fox as well. But
was there people there?
Oh, bro, yeah. There was a Fran Dresser was there. Like, yeah, man. She, Fran went around. She's the president. Fran Dresser,
talking shit.
Former star of a hit sitcom on CBS called The Nanny. Played a great character actor, at least definitely in that situation. But a great actress.
In real life, she's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, she played the heavy New York thing in The Nanny specifically, but she is the current SAG-AFTRA president, and is out there fighting hard and was bouncing around. But yeah, let me see what I do. Yeah, man. I was out there today. I didn't even take any pictures of myself, but just capturing.
Yeah, I think it's gonna last for a while, man. They are fired up.
Here's I passed by Fran real quick. Where she is? She's in that white baseball cap in the middle, in the back. So, but yeah, we're already 3 months into the writer's strike, and to be honest, when I walked up, they were out of SAG signs at the moment, or they didn't have them like stapled to the thing. So I just grabbed a writer's guild, picket sign. Um, but since my childhood, this was my first time picketing for real because
Well, I
I
know
grew
you
up
ain't
in
gonna ask
Detroit
me.
in a UAW household, and my mother,
Your
and,
mom used to do that shit.
yeah, well, yeah, they went on strike a couple times in my childhood, and then we would always be out there with them. So grew up in a union household, very important. And honestly, I learned some things today about the details of what these platforms and studios want to do and networks and things like the role of AI, artificial intelligence, where they want to take background actors who, by the way, are the most strugglingest of struggling actors, other than just
Yeah.
not working at all. One of the hardest things to do is just like background acting because it's like there all day, the most minimal money and no credit. You don't even get to
Wait a
part
minute.
of
They
the
want
gig
to
is
take
to
them
not
out.
be
They want
seen.
to take them out now.
Well, what they want to do is be able to scan them, have them work, pay them to work one day, scan their image
Wow.
digitally, and then
Wow.
own their likeness in perpetuity, which means forever.
Right.
And be able to use their image in any way they like without consent or any further recompensation. So, well, I should say compensation. So they're just trying to own people's faces and then use them as characters in these things, whether it's background or why wouldn't that extend ultimately to the lead actor at some point, right? So like
Right. Like
they're
they
yeah,
did
no,
with Raiders of the Lost Ark, the new one. They made the younger version of Indy.
wait, which
And
one?
there's a new Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
It's it's you couldn't be
Mhm.
worse. It's just like it
Terrible.
it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Well, was
Uh,
it Captain America: Civil War? They had that scene where they had a young Robert Downey with his or
yeah,
young Tony Stark with his parents for the last time, and you're like,
but
what the
he
fuck am
still
I watching?
acted it out, and then they, you
And
know,
but it's just like we know they can do this, but these are clear moves that they're trying to make to, um, I think, obviously replace the human in storytelling.
also with
Both
scripts.
on the writing and the actor side.
Yeah, also with scripts. I've seen it where they, make me a script about a struggling dad, and it'll just and you fill it in.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, the fact you went out there with the actors. I mean, I've picketed on other at least 10 times different situations. And then when the writer's strike was before I did that one. I've been lucky to be in
So
the guild for a long time.
this is I've been in SAG since, yeah, it's probably like 16 years for me, something like that. But
Wow,
like,
that's good.
yeah. I've had decent success commercially. I haven't been like the spokesperson main campaign guy,
But
booking
you will.
8 campaigns a year. But like,
I yeah.
I every
I've
year or
been a
so up until a
voiceover
certain point.
campaign person, but not I've never had a. I've had a 3 off. I don't know if that's the same, but I've been a
Yeah.
voiceover person, but never, the king of the
No,
ball.
but the point is that got me into the union, and that is the only work that we're still actually allowed to do is commercial work right now, as a SAG member, unless you want to consider yourself a scab. But it was good to see the numbers that were out there. There were a lot of people out there. It was hot as fuck.
Yeah,
But there was water, support, love, a lot of honking. We're on Melrose and Van Ness at the front gate of Paramount.
right.
Next week I want to go everywhere. I'm gonna do a different spot every day. But I'm gonna be out on these picket lines, man. Because
Well, we're
this
gonna.
this is actually my first one. The writer's strike affected my work as an actor back in the day when that happened, like 17 years ago or some shit.
Right.
But um SAG hasn't been on strike since, or for like 60 years. It's the first time in I think 60 years that SAG has officially been on
Where
strike.
they, they said, you know what?
Because we've always closed the deals last minute and blah blah blah, but this one seems to be a thing. And when you have these CEOs of Netflix, Disney, Paramount,
They all are greedy
Amazon,
fucks.
bro, they're getting tens of millions of dollars, man. Anywhere from like 30 to almost $60 million. You know what I mean? Like
Oh no, more
above
than
50
that.
per year as a salary, but you can't pay residuals. You don't have the money for this, for that. Are you insane? And
They're
you
trying to
and people,
take.
you
They're
got to
trying to take.
understand. I don't know. I think the way the media is spinning it also is this thing about Hollywood actors are blah blah blah, and it's like, bro, we ain't all Hollywood, man. Some of us are, working these bit parts and these little things
The
and blah,
little things just to get by and pay
and
the
piecing
bills.
our whole life together
Well,
off of these gigs and shit. And it's like everybody ain't Ferrari the fuck out
you know
here.
what? But I'm gonna let you know something right now. There's gonna be a lot more OnlyFans and fans only, and a lot more female actresses doing that. And there's gonna be a lot more blowjobs going around. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when the shit get tight, there's gonna be a lot of people, doing what they got to do to get by. Because
Just to get by.
actors don't have a spine either.
First of
No,
all, Philip Thomas, I do not appreciate this. He says Pedro went to that protest looking for a new friend. First of all,
wow.
I saw friends that I already had.
Okay.
But it
Pedro
was
was
some
looking.
badass bitches out there. You know what I'm saying? No, listen, calm down. Of course, there's
Of
actors.
course, they're actors.
This
I've
is
been with a couple actresses,
some of the
and I'm
most
gonna tell you
beautiful
right
people on the
now.
planet were on this page.
No, they are a fucking shit show from day one, from the door.
Craziest motherfuckers you ever
Yeah,
watched.
it's like,
Life.
so actually every time she starts something, so which bitch am I talking to today?
All that glitters ain't gold.
Yeah, like, so are you the one from the last movie where you were jilted? Or are you the one that's cheating on the husband with the serial killer? Which one are you today? But so I don't like them. I don't like
No,
them at
yeah,
all.
but honestly though, and for real, I do mean this because I did grow up in a union household. For real, for real.
Yeah, with his
And
mom.
what I realized is that everything that my mother did for my sister and I, she was able to finance, right? The love that she gave us, the culture, the food, the education that she provided was that's from her, right? But
Right.
financially, the way she was able to feed us and keep us alive was through union wages in specifically the Cadillac plant of the world, like the place where most Cadillacs were made in the 70s and 80s. Well,
Right, we're there,
historically,
right?
but for her, when she started there in, I think, 72 or so, through her career in the 90s, where Cadillacs were made. So, like, we understand that in my household that unionized work, collaborative workforces that are united and on the same mission
Oh no,
are the only thing that will stop the enslavers, dog. Like, bro, if you left it up to corporate white dudes, they'd be like, I saw this one kid and he was on fire. It was gnarly, man.
yeah, they don't give, they give
Like they
zero
don't like.
fucks.
It's like they're sociopaths. Like some of these rich motherfuckers are just sociopathic fucking monsters that will not.
But I will say this before we bounce.
Sorry,
No,
I got on one today,
no,
man.
it's okay.
Y'all don't let me
No,
finish
no,
the
no,
whole
no, no,
bottle.
no, no, man. Hey, man, get that shit off your chest. Get that little acting shit off your chest. Little acting. Hey, man, get out a little. Nigga be like, hey, get all the little acting
Yeah,
shit
man,
off.
say what you gotta say, man.
Hey, with all the little acting shit. Look at this nigga over here with his feelings, with the
Yeah.
acting. The motherfucking protest. Get out of here, nigga. We used to protest just to have teeth to chew food. That's how bad it was where I'm from. So no, but what I want to tell y'all is this was Savage AF, and this was Freestyle Friday, and we got some good topics out. Talked about some good things. A couple people still going at Pedro about his choices in white flesh. Uh, but yeah, he was out there trying to scoop some, some at the
I
protest,
mean, listen,
some
listen.
protest
I
pussy.
was there to how do we call it? Fraternize and socialize with my fellow
Actors, yeah, and
actors and
actresses.
cohorts, and yeah.
But
And
no,
yes, Philip, I have enjoyed vous frère,
vous
French
frère,
fry,
like you know what
vous
I've had?
frère. No, yeah, vous frère.
I've
I'm
had
familiar with that.
cranberry, which is
We get it in
I don't know if
sometimes.
y'all have had cranberry. It's a nice.
It is a jus du
It's a
berry.
beautiful it's a made from the cranberry, and you drink it and it makes your whole bowels much cleaner.
Oh, Maya says she was with Chrysler for 14 years, worked mostly in Detroit, but was also in St. Louis. Oh, appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Were you at the Chrysler facility on Jefferson? They call it Jefferson
Now
Assembly.
they getting real like
No, because I lived on Jefferson. I remember when they opened that joint. Like
oh
I
shit.
was a kid. I'm older than that plant. Hey yo. But that being said, man, Savage AF. Fuck
Listen,
your feelings. Facts matter. This was a freestyle Friday, just on the end of
so
the
it was
week.
yeah, but we
A
got
lot
a
of
lot
shit
of
went
topics
down.
out, a lot of shit.
We talked
And
about a whole bunch of shit, but just know that I hope you're one of the 30. I'm sorry, I hope you're one of the 804,000 people who got $39 billion in relief
in relief.
from Joe Biden.
I'm
I
not one of
hope
them.
I hope as a black person you survive this weekend because
Yeah.
shit is scary out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And you
be in. By the way, I'm gonna be in Vegas next week, and it's probably hot
oh
as
man, they about
balls.
to break records, dog.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be inside. I'm not gonna be outside. So make sure if you're in Vegas next week I'll be in Vegas. Come check me out. I'm at
The
the
Strat.
the LA Comedy Club. I'll be
Yeah.
there the 17th through the 23rd. Make sure you come check me out live. One show a night, 8 p.m. If you want to get on my guest list, inbox me or DM me on my Instagram at comedian Shang, and I got you. Also, tomorrow night, if you happen to be around, I'll be at the Laugh Factory. I'm sorry, the Ice House in Pasadena tomorrow night on the 9:30 show, and then tonight I'll be at the Laugh Factory in Long Beach on the early show, and then the late show I'll be at the Comedy Chateau. Also, Pedro will be at the Comedy Chateau at the
Le
Chateau.
Chateau du Comédie.
We'll be there 10 o'clock show, telling some jokes, getting his jokes off. So when you want to see it live, come check us out live. I'll be
All right.
all over the place. And you just
So
got
so
it.
so let me just before we get out of here, I'm gonna end with Maya, who was like, I'm in with three of y'all. All right. Maya was like, she was at the Jefferson plant, McGraw Glass, and Trenton Engine. So Jefferson plant, she did work down the street from where we used to live in the D. Mama Miss, born and raised in Gary. Whew. One of the only places that could ever claim to be blacker than Detroit, statistically and negroly. Um, in Gary, Indiana. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Gary, Indiana. Mom worked for GMAC in Indiana, Chicago, Pontiac. Shout out to all my plant ladies out there. And me, you said, I got my email about the loans today. Well, congratulations, me, you. Anybody else? I ain't got mines. But whatever it is, recognize the Biden administration is trying to spread that money around. Savage AF, fuck your feelings, facts matter. We'll be back on Monday, right? You coming back Monday, Shane? We're gonna do this. Oh wait,
Well,
you might actually you'll be traveling, huh?
I'll be driving. Okay. Pedro is a avid driver to Vegas. What is the best?
I try and leave LA by 10 a.m.
And it's better to drive then because
Yeah.
it's not
I
as
mean,
congested.
the earlier you can get out, the better. But typically by 10, the traffic through downtown has started to ease up a little bit, so you can snake through downtown a little bit easier, and then getting to Ontario is better, is easier, and then the 15 is usually okay during the, because on a Monday going to Vegas, yeah, is better. Coming back, A lot of people do the weekend in Vegas and then they try and come back. But you on a Monday trying to get there,
Right.
you're on a
That
whole
should be
nother
okay.
mission. Mama Miss said leave before dawn. She's like my mother. She's like, what time is your flight? 6? She's like, we should leave Thursday. I'm like, it's not till Sunday.
Well, we just want to make sure we don't miss the plane.
I don't want to get. I just.
But make sure you come check us out live, y'all. I want y'all to do me a favor. Have a good weekend. If you have a good weekend, we're gonna have a good weekend, knowing that you having a good weekend. And make sure you check us out on the live. And then next week, I won't be here Monday because I probably will be driving, probably tired. I'm gonna probably get there and crash out. But I'm going to be doing it from the room. I'll take my laptop
the rest of
with
the
me.
week. Yeah.
The rest of the week, I'll be doing it from my room at the
Hey,
Strat.
brother, that's the place to do it. Ladies, come through. We at the Strat with that. Hit them with the gat.
Yeah.
Please, before you pass out or lose any more blood, Shane, take care of that. Listen, guys, maybe we'll see you Monday. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do a drill solo. Maybe I won't. It depends on how your weekend ends.
Maybe
your weekend
not.
doesn't have a weekend. But listen, stay black if you are black, okay?
One.
Don't be black if you're not black. That's weird. Just
2.
Be proud. And then other than that, unless your pride is white, then chill on that. But and then just keep your finger out your nose.
Please. Yeah, good shit. Good weekend, y'all. Later.